Firefox extensions.
What is an extension for Firefox?
All right, well, an extension is an add-on or a plugin that you want to put into Firefox, which just helps you navigate the internet a lot easier, your browser. And honestly, a lot of these people have made products that you can use not only on Firefox, but i.e. Safari. Most of these are Firefox for Windows and Mac as well. So the first one that I'm going to show you guys is this one called URL Fixer. And it's very useful for people who type fast. I type fast all the time. Basically what it does is, if you look up in the address bar and you're typing something like Google, and you type too fast and you type google.com, it'll fix it to .com for you. There's a lot of URL names like edu or domain names basically where you can type too fast and it'll fix it for you.
Like you typed EDT there and it switches to
EDT
EDU?
And it switches to EDU.
That's
if you
handy.
type IRS, since we're talking about taxes.
What is it? Instead of com, I always end up typing KO or COJM or something like that. Just the typo because my fingers mashed the keys incorrectly.
It'll catch all those things for you, definitely. IRS.gov or something. It'll fix it for you like that. It fixes a lot of things. The one thing that I found that it didn't fix, however, is a .tv domain name. So if you were to accidentally type dl.tb in, it's not going to catch it.
No love for the
No
.tv?
love for the .tv. So in the next revision, you guys might want to think about fixing that. Server not found.
Pretty cool.
So my next two, one is called Speed Dial, one is called Firefox Showcase, and they're from the people at MuWorks.net. And Speed Dial is really cool. What it will do basically is it will assign a website to your number keys, and so it's sort of like a hot tab basically. So if you look on the screen, I have set as the first one, you press Control 1, and it will bring up DLTV is what I have for it. Control 2 is your next site, Cranky Geeks. Control 3 is PC Mag, or actually, no, I changed it to Have a Blog. Now I have a blog too. If you do Control Shift and then the number, it'll open it in a new tab. So you can keep putting the tabs out as many as you want. Now,
handy.
Yeah, Speed Dial is pretty awesome because what you can have it do is you can have it set up to 9 of your favorite websites to open when you open your browser. And what you want to do is you want to go to the Tools menu, go to Add-ons, and then you see here it's Speed Dial, go to Options, and two tabs that I would suggest you click are the load in blank new tabs. It takes some getting used to at first, but I'll show you what it does. Load in blank new tabs, and then also browsing area context menu. I would check that off, and I'll show you why. So now when I do like a Control T or I open a new tab, it will open all my favorite 9 websites. And what I can do from here is I can edit, say I want to change this one to pcmag.com. Whoops, if I could type.
Nice. So this becomes your default start page
This becomes
when you
your
have the
default
Speed
start
Dial
page.
extension installed.
Exactly. When you have the Speed Dial extension installed. If you open a new window, it'll take you to your home page, but then if you hit refresh, it'll show all your favorite 9 websites.
I like that. Can you just click on any one of those to
click
open
on
it up?
one,
Oh, I see.
It will open it up. You can. There are also shortcuts too. So, like I was saying earlier, with Mac users, it's a little difficult because they have their hotkey set at F12 for expose. So if you hit F12 on a Mac, it'll bring up expose. If you hit it on a PC, it'll show you all the main windows. It pops up in a separate window. If you hit Shift F12, it'll show you the 2 current tabs that you have open in this window. On a Mac, you can reconfigure it. There are tons of options actually. If you go into the add-on section, there are options for the thumbnails, how you control it, advanced options. Here's your keyboard controls. Also, the other one that I was talking about was Showcase, and there are a lot of options in here. You can see I didn't even have time to play with all of them. But
now you're saying this is a similar program in terms of...
It's made by the same people, and what Showcase will do is... Here.
Show me what Showcase does. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, here we go. So Showcase will pull up all those windows, like I said, in a different tab. It will show every single window that you have in Firefox available right now. So I have this browser open with all these windows, this browser open with all these windows, and then this browser. So if I hit that F12, it's going to show me everything I have here. Also, like I said, you can just click on it and we'll go right there. The other cool thing is this started off in Opera, and this is sort of a rehash for Firefox. And what you couldn't do before in Firefox was move these windows around. So, say I want DLTV to be my favorite one, I move it there. I want Cranky Geeks to be my favorite website, I want it to go there first. And
so that has been addressed in this latest
That has
version?
been addressed in the latest one. And
nice.
Yeah, it's very cool just to be able to move these around and, have your hotkeys, basically, so you can start new things.
Very cool.
Now, my next Firefox plugin is this one called Zotero, and this one is very good if you're a student or if you're a research person doing a lot of research. You go to Zotero.org and download their Firefox extension, and they have a nice little tour here, too, which you can watch to show you how to do it. But basically, what this does is it will catalog and cite and collect and manage all your research links and everything from sites all over the internet. So say you go to Amazon.com and you're looking for a book. Like earlier I was looking for Harry Potter.
Mr. Potter.
Mr. Potter. So once you install Zotero, you can click on the book. Say you're on a research site or say you're on Amazon.com. You click on the link for the book and say you want to save this title for later. You don't want to put it in wish list or add to your shopping list. If you go down to the bottom right corner of your browser, down here, or press Control-Alt-Z, there is a button that says Zotero, and if you click that and you zoom back out a little bit, it'll show you. And I've researched sort of these links all across the internet. These are the ones that I have saved. Now, if you look back up in the top in the address bar.
Now, when you did that, did it just add the page you were on to this list?
Not yet. So this is the interface for Zotero. But if you go back to the top of the address bar, you'll see here in the corner it says Save to Zotero. You just save that link, and down here at the bottom it says Saving Item. You open Zotero back up. And it has saved your new item right here on the side. You can put notes into it, you can put attachments, you can put tags so that it's all kind of related. But the coolest part of this info tab I found is this locate button right here. If you click locate, it will take this book out and it will bring you to worldcat.org, which is a library website, basically, and it will tell you where you can find this book, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, in your nearest local libraries.
Very cool.
Which is very cool because then you can go, say you want to go to the San Francisco State Library, I'll click there, and you can probably reserve your book right online and see if it's available, which is a very, very cool way to do things. Now, another thing is...
So it's really, instead of just being a straight-up bookmarking tool, it allows you then to add data to that in terms of the other tabs that were available for the information that I can save. And it can also drive you to a brick and mortar or even online retailers if you need to actually obtain the reference material.
Exactly. And one of the cooler things about Zotero that I found is if you... Say you're doing a research project, a thesis or something, and you needed to do a bibliography, and we all know how much bibliographies suck. You can basically just highlight all of these and then right-click, and down here it'll say Create Bibliography from Selected Items. And it will give you a list of, which bibliography, standards you want to use, and basically you'd probably use Chicago Manual style, because that's what most people use. You can save it as a real text file. Click OK. It'll ask you where you want to go, research.rtf. And then you can open that file on the desktop. And here it has your bibliography all put out for you.
Oh, nice.
It's great. It puts it in the order it needs to go in. It puts the year, the numbers if you need it. You could probably modify it a little bit to make it more accurate, depending on what your professor or whatever needs to look at.
Excellent. I think I'm pretty familiar with this next one up.
Yeah, Bug Me Not. Speaking of Veronica Belmont, she showed this off a little while ago.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
This is just a terrific tool.
Bug Me Not's great. You can go here, actually, to bugmenot.com and get the Firefox extension here. You can also just look for certain things here. Like, I know New York Times is sort of notorious for being, asking you to log in for certain things. So you can go here and type in NewYorkTimes.com. It'll bring up a bunch of different logins that you could use when it starts working. You could use all these different logins if you wanted to, type the name and the password. Well, if you download the Firefox extension, instead, anytime you come up to a website which makes you log in, if it asks you for a login or here you want to log in, you just click on login, you right-click, and down at the bottom here it'll say login with Bug Me Not. So you don't have to, give your email address or sign up with a profile. It'll just log you right in. And
you can use one that somebody else has already created and added to the Bug Me Not database.
Right, exactly. And if that's not working, you can actually go back, and there are different options where you can say, try next account. It'll list different, usernames if you want to try those if the first one's not working.
Well, that's
you can
handy.
also report a successful login. Say, you wanted to donate yours to BugMeNot. You can report successful login, and they will take your username and password and put that in.
I find BugMeNot's very effective for sites that are offering free content where all you have to do is just register. They do not. This service does not work for paid content sites. They're pretty good about policing that because they should.
Yeah, they should. And you can sort of go to BugMeNot and just play around with what websites you think might work. I found some pretty interesting ones, which
I'm sure there's
plenty of interesting ones on there.
Finally,
my favorite plugin that I found so far is called PicLens. Now, PicLens, they also have a cousin program called CoolIris, which came out first. And basically what CoolIris did is it would let you hover over a link, and then it would show you a preview in a window of what that website was, and then you could click on it, just to see if you didn't want to go and actually load the web page.
Oh, okay.
CoolIris is a very cool application that I've installed into Firefox. Works on Windows, Mac, Firefox, IE, or Safari. And what it does is it basically takes all your pictures on a website and aggregates them into a very cool interface. Now, say I went to images.google.com, and like last night we had a lunar eclipse.
We did?
We did. We missed it because it was kind of foggy.
Okay.
But so that's why I'm looking at it now. So once you install PicLens on your Firefox or whichever browser, you'll see that on your pictures over here, there's a little play button will come up. And what you want to do is just click the play button, and it brings up this nice interface which you can just drag and see every picture that Google brings up that's related to a lunar eclipse. You can also roll out and zoom out.
Is this more than just the images that were on the page we were currently at?
Yeah, it'll keep going. You can keep going, and it will just continue. You see down here these. It's kind of hard to tell on the web, but it'll just keep pulling images related to lunar eclipse. Now it's cool because you can just zoom in as far as you want, zoom out as far as you want, or if you double click on a picture, it'll bring it full screen. You can make it a slideshow. It'll move from each picture to the next.
Very cool.
The other cool thing is if you click up here in your search bar, you'll see other options other than Google. There's Yahoo, there's Flickr, PhotoBucket, DeviantArt, and there's a few other things. So like say I clicked on Flickr.
So you can do this with your own account?
You can do this with anything. So VN's going to hate me, but I'm going to look up VN on Flickr. And see, it just pulls it up in the same interface. You can make it full screen. These are pictures we found of VN on.
Sure enough. Now
Flickr.
This did a search. Specifically on Flickr.
Specifically on Flickr, right? If you wanted to do something Yahoo, I don't know. There's nothing on VN on Yahoo. Maybe on Google. She's gonna hate me for that.
Cool. I like that interface, though.
That's very cool. But the coolest part of PicLens that I think I found is, everybody out there sort of has a social networking site, and people use Facebook or MySpace. I found on MySpace something really cool. So I'm going to log into my profile. I'm logged in, and I have my friends list down here. And instead of just taking the pictures from this whole page, what it does with MySpace is, say I want to look at pictures of my mom. Hi, Mom.
Aww.
So it takes it to all of her pictures in her main photo folder. So, and then you double click again. That's me and my little cousin. And that's me and my sister. Or my mom and my sister. That's me and my mom and my brother. So basically what it does is you can just take that and look at any of your friends on your MySpace and click that little play button. And it'll, take you to your their favorite photos page.
Nice.
Which is pretty cool. And also it has implementation for WordPress, which I think we're going to do a segment on soon. Plugins for WordPress.
So there's a ton. What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
There's 6
extensions.
Links
for
are going to be on the
Firefox.
website. Yeah.
Awesome.
You guys will love them.
Excellent.